What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news and news update video where we will talk about Virgil van Dijk calling out the owners and saying that he understands the doubts and the worries of Liverpool fans ahead of the season, and he shares those doubts and worries of the Liverpool fans. So we will have all the details of what Virgil van Dijk said, and also it took Gary Neville, a big Manchester United fan and Manchester United legend, to call out the Liverpool owners after many previous ex-Liverpool players and pundits and many Liverpool fan channels are failing to call out the owners and their lack of spending, which is more and more worrying as each day goes about. And Liverpool are in the process of preparing their fourth bid for Romeo Lavia. This is now taking almost a month to sign a big talent from Southampton, but we will talk about what Liverpool need to do to really give Jurgen Klopp the competitive squad that he deserves. And Jurgen Klopp didn't look all too happy after the Darmstadt game. I watched his post-match interview where he said that Liverpool need to prepare a formation for the Chelsea game, and that will be just for that game, because I think reading between the lines, Liverpool don't have a proper defensive midfielder for the Chelsea game ready to play, because Bajcetic and Thiago are still recovering from injury. Lavia will not be ready probably even if we sign him before the Chelsea game, and we don't have anybody else really, because Curtis Jones and Alexis McAllister are the two candidates to play the number 6 role, but they are both not exactly defensive midfielders. So let me know, how do you see this ownership situation? And also let's talk about what Virgil van Dijk said. He was asked if he understood the concerns of Liverpool fans ahead of the new season, that Liverpool failed to do enough so far in the transfer window. He said, yes, I can definitely understand it in some ways, but I'm not a very negative person, so obviously it's not in my mind all the time to think like that. But obviously when a lot of players are leaving, and just to interject here, 7 players left Liverpool and only 2 players have come in so far. So that leaves Liverpool with the smallest squad in the whole of Premier League. And Jurgen Klopp also told the owners publicly that he wants Liverpool to sign more players. He wants at least 2 more players. That should be 2 defensive midfielders plus a centre back. I think that should be the bare minimum, but the absolute minimum that Jurgen Klopp wants is 1 defensive midfielder and 1 left-sided centre back. And now let's continue with what Virgil van Dijk said. And by the way, if you enjoyed these videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm getting close to 140,000 subscribers, so let's keep getting subscribed to my channel if you haven't already. And Virgil van Dijk said, obviously when a lot of players are leaving, when your captain is leaving, your vice captain is leaving, and at the moment there are only 2 incomings, and the way we have been playing in possession really good, but defensively when you can see the lots of goals it's not as good. I can understand some people having doubts, and to me this says that the Liverpool players themselves are having doubts before the new season. I mean, surely when we signed Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, the vibe was so good around Liverpool. The fans were very optimistic and we thought that more signings will follow, but so far none followed. And Virgil van Dijk said, but the most important thing, as we have seen over the years, is the consistency as a group, everyone in the squad. Let's see if more players are coming in, and then we have to be ready again for a long season. It will be very tough. If we look at the teams around us, we want to be out there again, we want to be challenging again, and the only way to do it is with consistency that we have shown over the previous years, apart from last year, which was really disappointing. So Virgil van Dijk is saying, let's see if more players are coming in, which means that Virgil van Dijk is openly saying, just like last summer, Liverpool need to sign more players for us to be competitive. Virgil van Dijk openly said last summer that Liverpool need to sign another midfielder. midfielder. We failed to do so, and we not only failed to win any trophy apart from the Community Shield, which is not a big trophy. We went out of every competition early, and we even failed to finish in the top 4. So it was an absolute disaster of a season. Everybody expected Liverpool to challenge for the title. We fell very, very short, and now the expectations are a lot lower. Very few people are expecting Liverpool to challenge for the title, and that's the most frustrating part, that with a little bit more investment, we don't want the owners to spend like Man City are spending. We don't even want them to spend like Man United or Arsenal are spending. By the way, we should be absolutely matching Arsenal's spending, who already spent 200 million, plus they are signing Raya from Brentford for another 40 million pounds. So Arsenal will spend around 250 million pounds, around £250 million after failing to win the Premier League title last season. So Arsenal looks like the team capable of seriously challenging Man City, and Liverpool, if we sign Romain Lavia, we sign another experienced defensive midfielder who can be a cheaper alternative to somebody like Tchouaméni, for example, because there are players like that on the market. And if we sign a young centre-back who is promising and who has room to grow and develop and improve, then Liverpool are capable of challenging for the title. We just need a bigger squad. We need more quality players. And here Virgil van Dijk continued, we have to be confident. We should be confident. We should still be learning each and every day. We should be excited. I'm very excited. So let's give it a go, the new season. The players who left us, Virgil van Dijk said, were big characters in the squad, on and off the pitch. That is something we all have to fill in again. The boys who are coming in are of world-class level, in my opinion. We see Maka and Dom, and it is incredible how they operate, especially with the ball, and they try and get used to the way we defend as well. That is a work in progress, but there are roles to be filled and taken over, and everyone has to do it in their own way, and I'm very confident that will happen. There have been players leaving who have played a big part in our success, but others have to step up. That's a nice challenge, in my opinion. And we all defend together. It's not just the midfield or the strikers or just the defenders. It's about the way we try and put the opponent under pressure. If they are under pressure, they cannot play the ball in behind so easily, and you are prepared for it. If you watch it very black and white, then obviously when you concede goals, it is the defenders or the goalkeeper's fault. But the way in which we conceded the last couple of goals, the balls in behind were not defended well, and we discussed that, especially on Sunday and the day before. We had a long video meeting and looked at the last line. It was very helpful. The way you are positioning, you have to be ready for the balls in behind, and when teams smell the danger is there, they will go for it. It was a good meeting the other day, very clear, very direct, and that is what we need in order to be successful. And that's why I think Liverpool also need to sign a fast, strong, young centre-back who is energetic, because Gomez and Matip, whenever they play, Liverpool will concede a lot of goals. Even with Van Dijk and Konate, we will concede goals because of our such high line, and also without having a really experienced defensive midfielder. And I said it many times that Liverpool should be signing Moises Caicedo, because Chelsea still didn't wrap up that deal. Instead, we are going for Lavia, and after negotiating for a month for Lavia, we absolutely have to get that deal done. But I would have preferred if FSG signed Moises Caicedo, but the fact that he costs almost £100 million means that probably the Liverpool owners don't want to sanction that kind of transfer. And Gary Neville, who is anything but a Liverpool fan, he absolutely hates Liverpool. He said that at the moment Liverpool don't look like a team capable of challenging for the title, and I fully agree with him. With the transfer business that we have done so far, we don't look like a team like that. And Gary Neville said FSG are stuck at this 50-60 million pound mark when it comes to players. Arsenal are signing players for 100 million pounds. Chelsea are signing players for 100 million pounds, and Real Madrid and others, of course. But even Man United are spending huge amount of money. Man City just signed Guardiola for 90 million, and FSG are stuck at this 50-60 million pound mark. They cannot compete with these new financial situation of other big clubs, and Gary Neville said they should be going to get Caicedo now and say to Jurgen Klopp, there you go, that's dealt with and sorted, £100 million deal for Caicedo, done. But they are trying to pinch someone off Southampton, a big talent but not a player ready right now to make a big difference in the Premier League. Don't get me wrong, Lavia is a good player, but Jurgen Klopp needs the real deal. He needs the finished article. He doesn't need a young and up-and-coming talent. He already has that in Bajcetic, that's my opinion. And Caicedo is, Caicedo would be the real deal, the finished article. And Gary Neville even said that Klopp needs money to compete. He can't keep pulling rabbits out of the hat like the magician. He can't keep performing miracles, because on the shoestring budget that Liverpool have operated on, compared to the likes of Man United, Man City and Chelsea, Jurgen Klopp has done the best job in the Premier League so far. But with the amount of money that the other clubs are spending, Jurgen Klopp cannot keep performing miracles, Gary Neville said. Liverpool should have got Caicedo for Jurgen Klopp. And I think this will haunt the owners, this will hit them like a ton of bricks. They aren't investing like the other top teams are, and Liverpool will fall behind. We already have fallen behind. And that's the opinion of Gary Neville, and a lot of Liverpool fans share with this sentiment. And I think right now it's a problem, but when Jurgen Klopp leaves Liverpool, it will be an absolute disaster. Liverpool will absolutely collapse, because the only thing that keeps Liverpool somewhat competitive is Jurgen Klopp. On this budget, on this transfer spending, I'm talking about spending £30 million net spend per season. Only Jurgen Klopp is the only manager in the world who can keep Liverpool competitive. And as soon as Jurgen Klopp leaves, and he might even leave before his 3-year contract is up, because he might get disillusioned and frustrated by these owners' lack of spending, lack of ambition. And some of the players will also leave. If Liverpool finish again outside of the Champions League places, then Salah and some other players will leave, because they don't want to just keep playing in Europa League and not challenging for the title, not challenging for the Champions League. So the only thing that is keeping Liverpool afloat is Jurgen Klopp at the moment. And that's why it's very concerning that a lot of Liverpool fan channels, a lot of Liverpool ex-players, they are not calling out the owners. Is it because they don't want to lose their access to Liverpool FC as a football club? They don't want to lose their access to do interviews with Jurgen Klopp, with players, and maybe lose their livelihood in the process? That's a big question, and I will let you guys be the judge of that. And the Liverpool fans already know what it looks like under these owners without Jurgen Klopp. Look at between 2012 and 2016, when we had Kenny Dalglish, Roy Hodgson, Brendan Rodgers. We had one season, a miraculous season, with Luis Suarez emerging as one of the best players in the world, and he almost dragged us to a league title. But otherwise, it was mediocre, many times outside of the Champions League, and many times didn't even win a trophy. I think we only won a League Cup, and we didn't even go far in the Europa League many times. It was only under Jurgen Klopp that we have started reaching European finals, 3 Champions League finals and 1 Europa League final under Jurgen Klopp. And I think if this spending keeps on going, and if FSG don't seriously strengthen the team, we will look back at this Jurgen Klopp era of, yes, a great time with a wonderful manager, and we won 8 trophies, but only 1 Premier League, 1 Champions League, yes, 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup, all the other trophies are great as well. We will look back at this time as a wasted era, because with a little bit more investment, with just another 20 million per season, we could have won so much more, and we could have been so much more competitive, because Jurgen Klopp is a generational manager. He's honestly the best manager of this generation, even better than Pep Guardiola, even better than Carlo Ancelotti, because he's working on a fraction of that budget that Carlo Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola has worked under. And we largely are wasting Jurgen Klopp's talents with not giving him enough competitive squads to compete for the Premier League, for the Champions League. I mean, look at Arsenal. They had a great season. They almost won the title. They challenged Man City all the way. And they didn't think that they are good enough. They thought, let's go out and keep strengthening the team. They spent another 250 million on it. When we won the Champions League, we signed Adrian as a free transfer. When we won the Premier League, we signed, I think, Harvey Elliott and nobody else really. So this is really, really worrying that from a position of strength, and when we really had the money to strengthen, we didn't. Failing to sign a midfielder for 4 years, apart from Thiago, came back to bite us last season. I think we absolutely have to sign Lavia and 2 other players to give Jurgen Klopp enough chance to be competitive and to challenge for the Premier League title. And I think one of the main reasons why Southampton haven't accepted a bid yet is because we went in with too of a low bid for the first time. We bid around 37-38 million when they said they want 50 million. We should have gone first bid at least 45 million plus another 2 or 3 million in add-ons, and Southampton might have accepted that. But we went in with a very low bid, and then with small amounts we increased it each time, sometimes taking a full week before making another bid, and that pissed Southampton off probably, and now they are digging their heels in saying, pay us 50 million or you are not getting Lavia. And they know full well that Liverpool are in desperate need of the defensive midfielder. So that's why they are really mad at Liverpool probably. The difference between Jurgen Klopp and other managers is that if you give Jurgen Klopp money to spend, he will win you titles and trophies. He proved that in the summer of 2018 when we signed Alisson, we signed Fabinho, we signed Van Dijk earlier that year in January. And then we went on to go straight away with Van Dijk in like half a season. We already went to 1 Champions League final. We won the Champions League next season. Finished with 97 points. Didn't win the title. Then we went on to win the title with 99 points. And then last season we were, the season before last season, we again almost won the title. We again almost won the Champions League, went to the final, we won the League Cup with the FA Cup. So the club, no matter how much it improves Anfield, was never going to be worth £4 billion without the on-field success that Jurgen Klopp brought. Big sponsors like Nike wanted to sponsor with Liverpool, wanted to partner with Liverpool because of the big fan base that the club has, which became even bigger after the success that Jurgen Klopp brought. So FSG absolutely should worship the ground that Jurgen Klopp walks on. They should kiss Jurgen Klopp's feet and do absolutely everything that he asks and back him, because Jurgen Klopp performed miracles and FSG probably take it for granted. And I understand that the FSG and the Liverpool recruitment team got caught out cold because they didn't know Henderson and Fabinho will leave, and probably especially the Fabinho deal came pretty deep into our pre-season. Fabinho was already training with us in pre-season when the interest came from Saudi Arabia. Henderson told Liverpool as early as when the pre-season began that he wants to leave. He already said his goodbyes at the start of pre-season. Jurgen Klopp confirmed that. So yes, I can understand that it took some weeks for Liverpool to get into groove, but now there is absolutely no excuse for Liverpool to sit on their hands and not sign players. We are absolutely desperate for at least 2 or 3 signings. Even Paul Joyce, who is the mouthpiece of Liverpool Football Club, is calling out the FSG because they are very, very slow in making these transfer deals happen. So let me know, how do you see this situation at Liverpool? And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.